Okay, that should be us. We're here, we're in the lobby, we're live. We just need to find out where we're live, and then we will carry on and get the race underway. I think they've held on for us, so we will get there. Let's go live here. There we go, live now. Let's click on that. That is live, so let's take a copy here and go and give it to the racers. Yes, we can do that. Let's click in here, do stream, paste in here. There we go. There's no thumbnail. Cool. Right. So this is fine. Okay. I think we're there. And we want to find somebody just to add them to the group. We can do that. It's not there. Nope. Nobody's done it yet. There we go. Cool. Done. Welcome. We are live. We're commentating. We've got a glass of water. Hey, Anthony, thanks for dropping in. Let's work out. Okay. I think I'm ready. Ah, right. There we go. Good stuff. Where at? We're at Spa. Good track. See how we go. Most people that will come are probably the ones that are racing. So I think we're going to kick it off. We've got 11 people here this evening in the race, and we are off. So can only be a good thing. Let's go and watch when I find what I've oh, there it is. I think I've got a slight power issue with my controller. Just need to find a lead apparently. If things don't work, try plugging them in. So there we go. They all head off out for qualifying. So welcome if you have chosen to spend some time watching how they're getting on. Let's hit the button there. There we go. We've got some power. You can see there it's charging. It is very low, but we shouldn't need to use it now because we've got our magic keyboard. So let's go to the spectate and see what they've done to break the spectating mode at the moment. Can we? No, we can't do. Oh, we need to do a little bit of magic first. Come down and do switch keyboards on. Now we should be able to jump around. Wonderful. I apologise for those of you that have joined, and we're going to get all the rookie mistakes again. Cause it's been a while since we've done this. Let's get rid of those notifications. I think don't want those popping up. Nobody cares. Probably should just leave Do Not Disturb on all the time. So round we go. We should be able to get rid. I like to. Isn't there a way to get a clean screen? Yeah, look at that. There we go. Now it's looking good. Sophie leading them away as they come down into the last few corners onto that back straight. I feel like now is a good time to get a track map up for Spa so that I can at least remember half of the names of the corners, even the corner with no name called No Name. Oh yes, there we go. It's all coming back. Right. Can't have that on all the time though, because I need to be able to see. At least I want to be able to see the chat. So here we go then. Oh, those I missed that. They've all gone round and they've all gone straight back into the pits. Oh, yes. So, welcome. So what they've done is they've gone and done their outlap. Is anybody still on the track? Watch, it looks like Anthony just coming round. One of these buttons, F12, tells us that's it. There we go. So F12 will load up and tell us who it is. So we can go back to first. It's a long way down into this pit box, apparently. I think Sophie's stopped and had a cup of tea on the way. There we go. Finally made it. So they start on the... we're going to go straight into the race. And so they choose their race tyres, do the initial lap in their race tyres, and then put on the qualifying tyres, which I think are Racing Super Softs. Then go and do qualifying, and at the end it means you can qualify right up until the last moment. So everybody's in the same boat, everybody gets the same time. And nobody worries about tyres, because there's a few issues of people forgetting to swap tyres or things like that. So here we go. So we've got Sophie heading away in around the grid. We've got Lucky Bucky there. We're going forward with Lexus Bucky on the front. We have got RA Sneak. We have got RA Pup. Oh, Sneak. Sneak has sneaked in. Interesting. Vest here as well. Wabbit is on there. D4 TC Marty. Welcome, Marty. First time racing with us here in a Race Asylum League. So we hope that they have a good experience and enjoy their evening. Then we've got Ant Smasher coming through as well. We should have JDP Gaming, and then I'm guessing there should be, I think, a Gorilla Gaz, who... Gorilla Gaz has got engine problems at the moment. They've not released him from the pits yet, but he's not even left the pits yet, unfortunately. So not sure what's going on there with Gaz. I would have thought he's just choosing to start from the back of the grid there. So there we go. We've done a ping for somebody, but I guess this is too late for them now. So there we go. So I think that's it. Just a quick catch up here. Should be fine. No issues there. They just pushed it around. No problem. Cool. We'll go back and have a look at that later. Looks like some interesting staff room chat. There we go. Cool. So let's go and have a look then as Sophie's just going up through Rallion. I've got the wrong track guide on there. There we go. And down the Kemmel Straight. Nobody in Slipstream there. I don't know if there's a rule on Slipstream, but we've got Lucky Bucky, and who's going ahead there? Oh, that is Lucky Bucky. Who is just ahead of them then? RA Sneak. So Sneak and Lucky Bucky either working together, but it looked very side by side, like going down the Kemmel Straight. So I'm not quite sure if they're going to be faster or slow each other down. Look, they're side by side again. This seems silly what they're doing. Makes no sense to me in a qualifying. Oh, is this an outlap? I don't think this is an outlap. Is this the lap from the pits? Maybe this is still the laps from the pits. Should we find? Yeah, it must still be the lap. We've got 8 minutes 24 left still. So I think we find out from that. We can't find out from that what their times are doing. So here we go. So we've now got first, second, and third. Lucky heading away. Sneak in second, and in third is Sophie. So Lucky is going to be the one to potentially lose out here as he gives Slipstream to the other two drivers. No, there's... Lucky's just let them go past. I think Lucky maybe is being smart here, going, if you want to fight and go, then you two go. I feel like all of them are smart enough to understand and know what's going on. It's like watching Verstappen and Hamilton slow down right at the final corner, going, neither of them really wants to do it. So here we go. So that was a qualifying lap. So they were overtaking each other on on a qualifying lap. But I guess this is where it stems, doesn't it? When you're qualifying, do you head out as quick as you can and just go for as quick as you can laps, or do you wait for the gap so that you know that you don't need to worry about slipstream or anything like that? So let's have a look at the top times then. So Pup is leading the board here. Let's have a look there with a time of a 2:17.4. Sophie not far off that. JDP Gaming going across the line and coming in 6th currently. So we must have somebody, Vest just coming through, and Ant Smasher as well. There we go, so everybody's now on the board. So currently from the first laps, although Pup's got a slowdown, so he's not going to be improving this lap, which is going to leave the door open for Sophie and Sneak, who had traffic on their first laps. Then we've got Marty, who's first season in here, or first race in here, I believe, and he's currently in 4th. Wabbit in 5th, JDP in 6th, Roxilla in 7th, and Lucky Bucky in 8th. But Lucky also ran into, or had folks come in trying to overtake him, which probably didn't help his qualifying lap. And then we've got Vest and Ant Smasher in 10th currently, with Gaz sat in the pits. So here they come down again. So this is RA Pup, or RAA Pup, who is just behind. Looks like that. Yes, there goes Sophie, Sneak, and Lucky Bucky, and Puppy's coming behind. So let's jump ahead and see if where's Sophie at? There's Sophie. So Sophie's going to lead them across the line for their second qualifying laps. Oh, Sneak trying to throw Sophie off a game. Small look down the inside there as they come down. You've got to be very careful on the power. Oh, we see Lucky Bucky there just going into the pits from his super soft. Sophie improves, Sneak doesn't. Sophie gets a little bit closer to Pup. Pup, Roxilla and Lucky all head into the pits. Vest improves to a 2:19. Then into the pits goes Wabbit. Oh, so I guess tyre wear must be on, and you only want to keep going if your tyres, if you've slid a lot, then I'm going to go with the assumption that your tyres are worth just pitting and getting some new tyres. Or they're just going to sit in the pits. But we will see. We will see how they go. So no more improvements for the rest of those second laps there. Pup currently in 1st at the moment, but only by 500ths. We've got Sophie in 2nd. Hey, call me J92. Just had a look in the staff chat and see that you are in some competition. I'll catch up on that, but well done. Good luck. So Sophie looking to try and improve and take that provisional pole position from Pup through this lap. Pup, I believe, went into the pits, so he's on some fresh tyres, so won't be setting a lap this time, but we'll get at least 1 flying lap, possibly 2 flying laps. Where is Pup at the moment? Just coming down around, is it Brussels? I think around that corner. And so we'll get, should get this lap and the next lap. So could very well get 2 laps to try and improve. Sneak and Sophie both stayed out, so they're on worn super softs at the moment. Oh, but Sophie has run very wide there. So Sophie running wide, which is going to forfeit this lap. Can Sneak improve then? He's had slipstream, I think, through most of the lap. He comes through to the bus stop chicane, try and carry all that speed through, very gentle on the exit. Across the line he comes and gets no improvement this lap, but he's going again. There's nobody in front of him, so he's got a clean track to prove his worth. Can he get near those top two? Currently half or just over half a second off. Who's coming across the line next? Sorry, we're just going to jump around a bit as we find here. We've got Anthony coming down and Lucky Bucky just behind. Are these two going to be able to improve? Lucky may have been enjoying some sleep. I think they were in the pits actually. I don't think this is a qualifying lap. Oh, it was for Anthony. He improves to 2:19, stays 7th, or improves to 7th. I can't remember what I was just looking at then. My little bit of a brain fog. So a few of them that are coming through now were the ones that pitted for fresh tyres. As up comes Wabbit through the bus stop, and no improvement, but that may not have been a timed lap. And just behind him, no improvement, not a timed lap. Okay, so let's find out who is coming through over here. So Sophie with another slowdown penalty. Oh, not another. It was Pup that had one first. So Sophie, yeah, hopefully, yeah, it'd be. I hope so. J92. Sorry, the chat is just out of my vision. I've just noticed that you replied. So yeah, no pressure from us at all. Just go out and enjoy yourself and just represent the team well, which doesn't necessarily need a good result. Oh, I've just missed what's gone on there. Can we get a replay? Oh, we can do replays. But I've missed it. Somehow Sophie has got back in front of Sneak with the penalty, so I don't think these two are going to improve this lap. They've been out, they've got worn tyres, so that could be it for them. JDP came in, sat in the pits now, I think just waiting for the end of qualifying. There's a long race to go. Yeah, Sneak also choosing to finish his qualifying session at that point. Sophie going to go for one more lap. No, she's crossed the line with a penalty. Yeah, so Sophie's going to call it there because, yeah, that's going to... Yeah, if you've got a penalty as you come to the bus stop chicane, burn it at the bus stop chicane and then you get your next lap, but she didn't do that. She's going to go out and do one more lap. Could very well just be for practice because she is not going to get another qualifying lap in. Lucky Bucky improves with a 2:18, goes to 6th place. Well, that gets him 6th. And Roxzilla crosses the line with a 2:18.9. That gets... Oh, that beats Lucky Bucky. And we can see his indicators flashing there. They've finished. That's Lucky done. Look at that, very close there. Wabbit improves to a 2:18. That gets him 3rd. Manages to go ahead of Sneak. And across the line, that was somebody else, but we didn't. No improvement there. So who's doing flying laps the most? Sophie's the last one on the track, but this isn't going to count as a qualifying lap. She's just out testing the tyres. Wabbit is done. Sneak is done. Oh, Sneak's racing but doing the same thing. So I think these guys, rather than sit in the pits for the time, they're actually going to finish their lap, which is going to be quicker than letting the time run out. But JDP was sat in the pits anyway, so it doesn't matter. Marty with a 5th place, or no better than 5th place at the moment because he is done. Roxzilla in 6th, also done. Lucky Bucky 7th. Anthony in 8th. John in 8th. Anthony in 9th. Vest in 10th. And Gaz choosing either because he's busy or because he's not done as much practice as he wants to and wants to start at the back of the grid. So that is that for now. We've got a minute left on the timer to run out, and across the line goes, I think it's going to be Sneak, which means Sophie's jumped back to the pits already. Oh, it's Sneak that gave the boost to Sophie. It's the other way round to what we had thought originally. So anybody still, nobody's moving on a fast lap now around the circuit. Everybody's crossed the line or is currently sat in the pits, so we've just got this 30 seconds to wait out as we look at Ari Sneak just coming in, cruising past the camera in pause. They're not actually in control of their cars at this moment, so we can see different tyres on folks, so there's going to be different strategies coming into play. And so we'll see how that all unfolds in the next 150 miles. Can we go for? That's how much I have researched and prepared for this evening. So we'll see how we go. So there we go. Final results are in. Pup, Sophie, Wabbit, Sneak and Marty are the top 5, followed by everybody else. So round 6, Belgium. The lights are on. We're waiting for the go-ahead from the stewards. Some flashy lights. Here we go. The drivers are set. The stage is ready. We're about to begin. The lights are off and we are away. The round 6 of the real world is going okay. Pup with a good start. Wabbit looking down the inside of Sophie straight away and nails it. Sophie running a little bit wide. Rogzilla going through. Sneak seems to be the one that's lost out a huge amount there. He's fallen down to 7th. We'll see if we can look back at that as they come through. So getting away, looks like everybody's away okay. We've got Pup, Wabbit, Sophie, Rogzilla, Lucky, Marty, Sneak, Anthony, and Gaz has made it up to 9th as well, Vest to 10th and John to 11th. We're going to follow with them. We'll go back to the start. There's lots of penalties coming up through Eau Rouge. Here's one of the penalty burning spots on that straight, I think, which is why we saw them pull to the right and get rid of those penalties. So this is going to make it very interesting coming into the chicane, but everybody looks to have gone through very nicely, so good job to everyone. Pup comfortably ahead now, just breaking that slipstream. So it's going to put him in control if he can nail this. Wabbit just feeling the pressure there. You see him just pushing it around and missing the apex, which is going to be slower than you can do, which is going to just let Pup move. But look at this, it's all to play for now as they come down to Poon. So Wabbit in 2nd, Sophie in 3rd, right on the tail of Wabbit. Lucky doing well on the tail of Sophie, just trying to follow each other and just try and settle now into a rhythm as they go around this first lap, trying to get rid of those starting nerves. Marty in 6th place, Rogzilla in 7th, Vest in 8th, Anthony in 9th. Oh, and Gaz has fallen away to 11th, but that was from his penalty going up through the Eau Rouge. So let's see, can we get the start? We can get the start, so we probably should ride on board with people to see what goes on. Where does Sneak go? Sneak is in 7th at the moment, 8th. Where's Sneak gone? I'm trying to find Sneak. There he is. Right, so if we hit the button again, and let's change camera and go for the replay. So this is the onboard with Sneak at the start. Oh, he gets a very slow start. I wonder if he possibly did a false start there, which has dropped him from there. Oh, did he get a tap from the back maybe as well? And there we go. He's away now, and okay. But that was a Sneak start. Let's have a look, see if we can find Gorilla Gaz then, who is currently in 11th. Let's go and watch his start from the back. So away he goes. Can we get an onboard? Close enough. Heading down still, just manages to get John on the start. Oh, comes in quite hot, does Gaz. But nobody seems to have got too much out of position from that, and he's done okay. He's away, and again, nice to settle down, but there were some penalties coming up. Let's see what happens to Gaz as he comes up. Oh, just a little bit of a wobble. You can see there, just off the line there, that's going to be a penalty, and someone up ahead as well. And they'll pull over. So there we go. Let's catch up with the racing now. So we've got Pup, who is breaking away from Sophie at the moment, 1.5 seconds ahead. Sophie in 2nd, having got past Lucky. No, someone's had an accident, hasn't they? Have they? Maybe they haven't. Was it Wabbit that was up there? But there's a gap behind now from Lucky to Sneak. So if Lucky will be thinking if he can just sit behind Sophie and save some fuel, save some tyres, it's gonna pay off. They are on different tyres as well, so we probably should take a look at that. So let's have a look. We've got Racing Mediums at the front and in second. Lucky's on the softs. Oh, so he'll be wanting to get past, but he may not know what tyres different people are on. So we'll see how this pans out. Different strategies here. Let's go down to fourth, and we've got another set of mediums. Most people seem to be on the mediums. Seems to be their chosen strategy. With John going on the hard, so John actually just falling away a little bit, but he's getting the hard tyres out of the way. And here we go. This is first place, just coming up and through the line to complete lap number 2. So let's change the screens and look at the top scores. So we've got Pups, Sophie, Lucky, Sneak, Marty, Wabbit, Rockzilla and Vest as they come along the line as they complete lap 2. Already drunk my glass of water, which doesn't stem well for the next 31 laps. Oh, Gaz just on the mini map there. Notice Gaz just has a little wobble coming round the hairpin. I don't think he's been able to put in the practice that he would like to, unfortunately, which would explain why he was happy just to start from the back. He's just going to be trying to keep up with everybody. The fight is here at the front, although Pup seems to be in a nice bit of control here, but it depends on how his tyres are going to do. Lucky's just fallen away a little bit, and Sneak's managed to find his way past. Oh, he's just on the outside though. They go side by side round. Oh, just leaving enough room. Sneak's still on the inside. No, Lucky has managed to get back around. There's just a bit of contact there that Sneak just had to balance his car out for. As they come round, is this there's Pooh on, isn't it? This one, yes. Around they come, and there is a bit of a gap now between these two cars. Lucky is on the soft tyres, so we'll be able to pull away a good amount. So then we have, let's have a look down the line. So Marty, who is new to the competition, currently running in 5th, doing well. All the drivers finding themselves kind of just in their little bit of space, are able to focus. So we're seeing a lot of pure just racing pace here. Although Marty is very close to picking up that slipstream from Sneak, but Sneak just holding him at bay there with 8.85 rather than 0.75. That's the magic number here on GT Sport to get a turbine boost of slipstream. Then we've got 6th place Wabbit, Ant Smasher in 8th, Rockzilla in 10th, JDP Gaming in 10th, Rockzilla in 9th, and Gorilla Gaz in 11th, having a bit of a struggle. His Vest runs a little bit wide. Is that going to be a penalty for him? No, he's going to be okay. There's JDP Gaming nailing that curb nicely on the exit. Rockzilla all over the back of Vest, looking potentially to make a move or two there. Pup at the front leading away, keep it. Oh, that gap's come down a little bit. Sophie is just starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Sophie is very good at finding a routine and finding it fairly quickly. So even when she's absent from the game for a while, it doesn't take her too long to start finding that pace again. As she comes from a lot of ACC, where it's all about finesse, to GT Sport that has a slightly more arcadey feel. As we see, Lucky Bucky has picked up a penalty there, so I think they may have to serve that on the way round at some point, which is going to drop him away from Sophie, and he's very close to being in the slipstream of Sophie there. Sophie looks to run a little bit wide, but it's going to remain very close. But Sneak just falling away there as well. Maybe just applying a little bit too much pressure to himself, because he has got some amazing pace in Sneak. We've seen it before. And we've got 5th place Marty, who's just 1.3 off Sneak there. So people just kind of falling away. We're kind of seeing the pace kind of come out now for the top few, but again, there'll be different tyres, different strategies that come out, and we'll see how that goes. So we've got RA Pup out in front with a 1. Oh, it's going up. So he's nailed that exit. So he does fluctuate by a couple of tenths each time. But there you go. He's got it up to 2 seconds as they go down that long back straight and head towards the bus stop chicane. Sophie behind with Lucky just out of that slipstream range. Oh, Sophie gains a penalty there. Or yeah, must have just gained it there for something. Didn't quite see it, but. That's a really weird one. Oh, she must have gone wide going through the Blanchimont. If that's how you pronounce it. I'm very sorry if I'm butchering that. Oh, as Lucky has a huge moment. Woohoo! There's a huge moment there from Lucky. He saves it and manages to stay behind and keep it within a second. It was an amazing save from Lucky. So let's see if we can get an on board with Lucky as he comes round and just has a huge moment, but saves it, doesn't go into the barrier and continues to follow Sophie. So well done for saving that, Lucky. Let's jump back to here, and nobody quite close enough for Sneak, not quite close enough to capitalise on it. Lucky will need to now get his head down and get into the groove again. He's on the worn softs rather than the mediums of the cars in front. So he is going to find that he slides a little bit more than they do at the moment. Let's have a look further down the grid. So we've got Sneak just coming along, currently trying to keep up with the guys in front. Just that whole relax, brake early, get a good exit. We've got Marty doing well in 5th in the RCZ. As he goes round. It'd be nice to be able to say he's going around there at a certain amount of speed, but I think we can do that if we hit a button and say going at 130 something miles an hour around Pouron. Let's have a look. Nope, that's all gone. All sorts of P-tongue there. We can do it by cheating though. We can flick all of the race info on, and then I can see what's going on properly because the mini-map is always on, and we can see lots more information about the drivers now. So we are going to see that Pup is leading at 4 seconds. Sophie with a bit of a moment then, because Lucky is now all over the back of her on those worn soft tyres. In fact, he's looking after those softs quite well. They're not much worse than the mediums at the moment. Sophie taking all the bits of curb that she can. Lucky just looking after his tyres, trying to avoid those curbs. Sneak just falling away on the exit there. 3 second gap there up to Lucky Bucky, but he's trying to fight and keep Marty off, who's 1.6 seconds behind. Wabbit keeping Rockzilla at bay, who's made the move and has managed to get past Ant Smasher. We've got JDP in 10th and Vest in 9th. How are their gaps doing? They're okay. They're finding themselves in a bit of a gap, so it's going to be whoever can keep it on the track for those guys. Keep going. It's a long time to try and keep it consistent. So good luck. Keep going. You're doing well. Pup showing how to do it there with some. So, he's got some slightly different laps there. So he's done a 19.1, went slightly slower, then is now finding his pace with a couple of 2.18s. Sophie consistent there in the 2.19s. And it's such an interesting thing racing, where just one corner change, one bad exit, and it can cost you half a second. One little slide, one oversteer. One overconfident turn in, and it can cost you a lot. Lucky still just keeping it within the slipstream there of Sophie, so able to fuel save and tyre save if he can, take it a bit easier and just let that slipstream drag him along. Sneak still going 3.5 seconds off the top, but keeping Marty at bay, and it looks like he's managed to sufficiently pull away from Marty. It's just about finding the groove now for these drivers. Here we have the next battle for 6th place. Rockzilla trying to apply some pressure to Wabbit. or let's have a look, because he's going to be able to go for the move here down the long straight and around Blanchimont, but he may just be choosing. He may not want to. Yeah, it looks like he's choosing to stay behind and do some fuel saving. So he's going to be. Yeah, because look, he's not going for the move, but that slipstream he definitely could. So he's choosing to stay behind Wabbit and choosing to enjoy that slipstream, do some fuel saving, do some tyre saving, and hoping that he can jump him on the pit stops. With the main problem he may come into is that if he's got a quicker pace, then he could be trying to catch up with Marty ahead, but he may feel that Wabbit has got a quicker pace than him, and so it's better for him just to stay in that slipstream and let Wabbit do his thing and drag him along in that slipstream. So there will be a battle. I think they're going to change over in the pit stop, but we will see what happens when we reach that. Hey, Heatseeker, welcome. How's it going? I need to move that screen a bit closer, I think, so that I can see when new comments come in. I keep missing it. So that's going on there. Let's just check back, see if anything's going on down through here. No, they're all about 5 or 6 seconds away from each other. So just trying to find that groove, and it's all becoming about being able to nail 1 or 2 corners consistent. Well, being able to consistently hit all of the apexes just to gain those precious tenths each lap, which will then catch them up to the cars in front. Yeah, I'm doing okay, thank you. Just a bit of a head cold still. Well, COVID symptoms still. But I was going to say it's getting better, but I think it's just a bit constant at the moment. Probably shouldn't be talking and commentating for an hour, but you know, we do what we do. Thanks for asking. So Pup now bringing the gap almost up to 5 seconds, doing very well. Lucky still holding on to Sophie here as well. Probably not wanting to battle too much because they probably don't want Pup to get away. Oh, as Lucky just has another huge moment. His tyres must be getting almost done. Oh, Bucky's still having a moment. Does that count? I think, is that a commentator's curse there for Lucky Bucky? As he comes through, can we get an onboard? As he comes through, just gets on that power, tries to control it. Oh, and then, yeah, wanted to be in second. His tyres are pretty worn. Oh no, he struggled. Oh no. Oh, Lucky, we're so sorry. He's dropped down to 9th. He's got damage on his car. There you go, second gear to start there. Yeah, no more first gear. Very, very tough start. Sorry for you there, Lucky. Was doing so well. It's going to be a lot to get his head back in the game now. Trying to lift, trying just got to bring it back round. I imagine that is it. So 8 laps on softs looks like the amount. As Pup looks after his medium tyres at the front and has over a 5-second gap now. Sophie is now cleared and just left on her own. No need. No longer, well, she probably never was worrying about Lucky because he wasn't going for the moves, and around they come as Sophie begins to try now and just settle down and hope that as Pup gets more worn tyres they struggle more, and that'll allow Sophie to catch up. But at the moment they're neck and neck in terms of Sneak coming round, 7 seconds the gap away from Sophie now, as everybody's tyres are getting slightly more and more worn, so everybody just starting to feel it a bit more. So unfortunately Lucky's slip has meant that everybody's gained a position in these top 8 places. So Marty up to 4th, Rockzilla's made the move and gone up to 5th. We missed that, and he's pulled away from Wabbit now. So at some point he decided that the move was on. Maybe we missed it. Maybe he did it when he went down the long straight around Blanchimont. No, wrong straight. Down the Kemmel Straight. Because if you overtake here, you see it in the Formula One, if you overtake on this one, then you just end up with the slipstream against you, and the person now behind gets the slipstream to get past you here. So maybe Rogzilla waited behind him till this straight and overtook him going down and into, is it Les Combes, the chicane at the end of this straight. But there we go, so he's pulled away from Rabbit then, 1.4 seconds, seems very safe, and now is on the chase for Marty. So we'll have to watch this gap, 3.1 seconds at the moment off Marty. Sneak, 8.5, Sneak I think he's just trying to push a little bit too much, and he just keeps slipping a bit around the corners, or sliding around the corners, and that's just allowing Sophie just to pull away a fraction. Sophie, there we go, now starting to find that consistency and pull that gap down. So it was 5.2, it's now 4.7. So can she continue to keep this pace up whilst Pup is struggling? So Pup was quicker. Now as Sophie managed to look after her tyres slightly more, which has meant that now Pup is just struggling as his tyres wear slightly more. So Sneak, yeah, just comfortable there. Marty 3 seconds off his rear. You see, it's just a challenge to try and keep these cars under control on the worn tyres. They have a good amount of power when you hit the pedal to the floor. Very easy to get a spin going. Unfortunately, as Lucky has found out, we missed Lucky going into the pits, whereas Lucky will have dropped down. Yeah, Lucky's come out, so I'm assuming, yeah, Lucky's now pitted and gone onto the hard tyres. So although he's in last and 15 seconds behind, we're looking for him to jump up to 7th or 8th for that. And then we've had an accident. Wabbit has had a massive moment. So here we go. He's following. It's a huge accident. 150 miles an hour into the barrier. We hope he's okay. We've got radio contact. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sorry, guys. So Wabbit's okay, but he has had an accident as he's gone round just following. If he's anything like me, it's you see the penalty on the person in front and think, oh yes, we'll take him at this. And it was so close. Like, there was nothing in that. His right tyres, let's see if we can do it again. Shame you can't do a slow motion replay. His right tyres just go over that and catch the green. And it's just too late. There's nothing you can do. He's got damage. He manages to keep the spin and face the right direction. And away he goes. And there was almost an accident there, but he's okay. And away he goes, and if we finish that, we'll find out whether it's permanent damage. No, so it's temporary damage, so his car's managed to fix itself as it goes around. And on he goes from 8th place. Gosh, that was a moment and a half. So Pup in first, Sophie in second, and Sneak rounding out the podium. Marty in 4th place. With a 5.7 gap to Rockzilla, who had the penalty. So Rockzilla's served his penalty. It's pulled him back away from Marty, and now the question will be, can he regain that time again? Anthony then up in 6th place now, doing well in that McLaren, as he almost just goes a little bit deep on that corner, but keeps it together. A little bit of a safety and comfort lift as he goes round the right-hander. And heads down towards a little kink called Blanchimont. Worn tyres and curbs don't mix. Absolutely heat seeker. It was it was a shame. Ooh, there we go. He just manages to avoid the same error there as we saw before. And around Anthony goes through the bus stop chicane and down to complete lap 10 of the 34 we have here today. Vest up into 7th, going into the pits, getting off those worn mediums. You can see his crew ready. This is the longest bit of straight, along with Laguna Seca on GT Sport. The longest time it takes to get the shortest distance, I think. Feel like they've got time to get a cup of tea whilst the car just drives down that short straight. But there we go. They seem to think that this made it better, but that's questionable. So there we go. The crews are on the game. Tyres changed. Any fuel in? Yep, we're putting some fuel in as well, and away he goes. We'll see what his gap is to. No, Vest really lost out. So, Vest has really lost out somewhere then, because he's come out behind a lot of people. So Vest maybe has had a moment as well then, because he's 15 seconds behind Lucky, who had a huge moment. So let's see how this goes then. Like we said, it's such a long time to concentrate if you're not used to concentrating for this time, that it can just take that momentary lapse. And so if you can just not drive your fastest but just drive consistent and keep it on the track, then you stem the ability to be able to improve by at least 1 or 2 places from the folks that are going to really try and push it, or struggle to concentrate. But that's where we're all at. We're all learning, and it's nice to be able to have these competitions where people can come of all abilities. Look out for this space where we have them for the higher abilities. We will be streaming some top class racing. I would call it top class racing, but we'll see. Watch this space. So Pup 4.1 seconds ahead, both on worn tyres for Sophie and Pup. So she's brought the gap down from 5.2 to 4.1. Anthony there just heading into the pits on his medium tyres. Sophie looks to try and chase down Pup and see whether she can make these worn tyres work any better than Pup. Sneak there is falling behind the first 2, but keeping Marty at a very good steady 3 seconds behind. So again, that commentator's curse. It looks like third place is Sneak's to lose at the moment from what we're seeing on here, but everybody's on worn tyres. Anything can happen. We've still got a good 22 laps to go, and so let's see how we go. As Marty here coming round and powering through, and keeping it that 3 seconds ahead, and he's got a it's just under 5 seconds. So I think Roxilla is slowly starting to reel him in, and they're all on the same tyres. Roxilla's got slightly nicer tyres at the moment. Then we've got Wabbit, who had his huge moment. His tyres will be worn. It's a tough one to get your head back in once you've made that mistake, to try and just shake it off and pretend that it didn't happen. But you're suffering from it because you've got more worn tyres with a double spin. And yeah, just trying to get your head back in that groove. But there we go. He's done a few laps now, so he should be back on the game again. So keep going, Wabbit. Unlucky for the spin, but keep going. So John is now up to 7th with Gaz 7.5 seconds behind. So Gaz just struggling to catch up here at the moment. Ooh, as we see John have a little jump over a cone. I would have thought that was. Somebody's got cones on. Which is it? I wonder whether John got cones on and I haven't, so I don't see his cones, and so he's jumped over a cone maybe? I don't know. So here we go, Pup into the pits. Pup's come in off the mediums. Looks like he's got a set of hard tyres ready. Sophie's staying out to take the lead of the race for a lap. In fact, everybody behind Sophie has come in. There must be that moment, like with Hamilton. You remember when he sat out on the grid in the wet race, and everybody dived in for like intermediate tyres, was it? Oh man. A I've done an up-to-date Beetle livery for you to use. Oh, nice. I will come and collect it, Heatseeker. Yes, unfortunately, he's very... I don't see him often. In fact, I was very amazed to see him comment in a stream the other night, because he's very busy with work, unfortunately. We don't get to race much with him at the moment either, so... I appreciate you doing the liveries, and I've got some more time trial that I want to do, so we'll see how that goes. Sophie with a 34.5 second gap to Wabbit, which means that if he was 4 seconds ahead at the time, it's about a 38 second lap. Oh, there we go. Right, everyone came in for the tries, and it's Hamilton that stayed out for the inters. And so... Yes, there must be that moment for Sophie. Unfortunately, she watches everybody peel off and disappear into the pits going, if I pushed it too hard, but she'll know what she's doing. There's no huge pit crew like these teams have in real motorsports, so drivers will be aware of what they can do, what the tyres are feeling like. They've got the display so they can see the game. The game tells them nicely how the tyres are doing. So here we go. Let's see what happens. She's increased the... she's actually increased the gap behind at this point. But she's going to come into the pits. There we go. So that is everybody done. One pit stop. Hey, Gaz, no worries. Keep going, mate. Typing whilst driving doesn't help. No, probably not. But there is still a way to go. And I think you're up on a few, because a few have had a nightmare as well. Oh, Gaz fallen behind, back down to 11th. But that's probably because he's typing. Gaz, stop typing. Just keep going, mate. Stickability was a word made up that I heard at one point. But yes, it's... I mean, I've been there, Gaz. We've all been there, I imagine, at that point. It is tough. And I think it's tough when everybody else is there. I'm just watching the map here, sorry. Let's have a look. So Pup has just gone past Sophie on the start-finish straight, but Sophie's just going to come out of the pits any second now. She's filling up, and no. So Sophie is coming out, but coming out further back, actually. Yeah, look at that. Pup has managed to get that gap back up to 5 seconds. So, the undercut has worked once again. Pup on the hard tyres, so is Sophie, but Sophie's got an extra lap in the hard tyres. So, here we go. So, we're expecting the last round. Oh, and Marty has managed to jump ahead of Sneak. He's gone onto the soft tyres, done a huge undercut, and jumped hugely ahead of Sneak. Nicely played there. Lucky back up into 5th place now from his huge spin, so he's doing really well as well. So we're expecting these guys on the hard tyres to come into the pits around lap 26, maybe 27. I don't think you'll get many more laps on the soft tyre for that. Marty now finding himself on the podium position, so can he make those softs last and work for him for these next 8 or so laps, or 7 or so laps? We'll find out. Sneak now on the hard tyres. Not such a bad jump. We are going to see Marty have to try and transition from those softs to the hards, but it's going to be worn softs to the hard, so it's not such a bad drop. If there's no tyre wear on and you had to go from softs to hards, suddenly that change can be very different in trying to find those braking reference points and smoothly getting around the corners. Lucky only 2 seconds off Sneak now, both on the hard tyres. Lucky on slightly more worn hard tyres, but let's see how they keep going. Not fuel. Oh yes, do they have enough fuel to go for that long? Maybe they've not. Is this where Sophie is gonna... She's filled up with a huge amount of fuel, so Sophie's probably gonna be okay. Oh, but so is Pup. So Pup and Sophie are gonna be fine, I think, on those hard tyres. Marty on the softs has got plenty of fuel for his stint. Sneak also filled up. I don't think it's as exciting as we wanted it to be here, Heatseeker. Marty has put less fuel in, so he will lose more time in the next pit stop than Sneak. Ah, yes, so there must be a chunk of time there that's happened off the fuel in. Good spot there, guys. And between both of you, you've got it. So we've got, yeah, Sneak, who's slowly going to fall behind, but Marty's on much faster tyres. It's on the soft compound of tyres, so he's going to gain time, and there's going to be a fuel advantage there for Sneak in the next pit stop. So it could be very exciting coming out of the last pit stop. 5 seconds is the gap between the top two still, with Lucky Bucky just falling away a little bit from Sneak. Oh, just as we get there, it looks like he's just got a penalty for running wide through one of these corners. It's going to be here. Oh, that was very close. That seemed a little harsh, really. It didn't look like he was far off it at all. But unfortunately, a penalty is a penalty. So then we've got Wabbit, who had a huge moment but goes purple as he's lapping round on the soft compound of tyre. 10 seconds off Rogzilla, trying to get back up. He would love to be fighting for a top 5 position, I think, with Wabbit, and that'd be a good recovery drive. But we'll see how he gets on. Everybody with a fairly similar pace as you go down the grid, so not an easy feat to catch up by any amount of seconds. There we go, nice and smooth and on the power. That's it. Come round, try and get as close into that apex, but make it smooth. Smooth out. Breaker just at that banner over the top, nice and smooth and through. Try and again late apex if you can, so that you can get on the power and then accelerate out of the corner. Bucky's tyres will last longer than his fuel. Let's have a look. Yes. I wonder this poor Lucky, who has had a nightmare, is going to have another nightmare, because he's going to have to come into the pits and fuel up. But he's going to do one more lap. So this must be his last lap before he has to come in. And has he got I think he's got the medium tyres left to do, and I don't think the medium tyres are going to last for 18 laps. But we'll see what he's got. Maybe he's got another soft. Maybe he's got a new set of softs in the garage that he can throw on and try the 3-stop. Try something different. It's a shame how GT Sport has made the pit stop so long that it's quite tough to make extra pit stops work. So Pup's gap just coming down there, just a mistake there through the chicane. Comes down, hits the brakes. Oh, not much of a mistake. No mistake. No mistake at all, but Sophie just capitalising and must be doing really well behind. And just closing that gap down nicely. Lucky just broke the pen rule. He should have served it before turn 1. Oh, I see, on the start-finish straight. I'll let the stewards handle that one. Shame I can't throw up one of those little stewards are investigating incident. Need to start doing ACC races where you can have spotters and people to communicate, just like they're doing real races on TV. Oh, Sophie starting to show that she's pushing by just almost running a little bit wide, but it looks like Pup had a little bit of an issue coming off there as well. Ooh, don't want to go too wide there, and you don't. Ooh, got to be so careful. We've seen people slide for less. As they come through, hit the brakes down into first gear, round to the right hand side through the bus stop chicane, and away we go, completing lap 16 and heading on to lap 17. The gap now down to 3.7 seconds. This is where the pressure starts being applied to the person ahead, because they'll be able to see and be fully aware that that gap is slowly coming down. In goes Lucky with 2 litres of fuel left. Let's see if he changes tyres. Try and pick up the pace for him. Rogzilla then flowing through into 5th place. Still 10 seconds away from Sneak. Wabbit managing to close that gap nicely down to 4.7 seconds. on those soft tyres, so he should be able to catch him up. This is his quick stint, but he's managed to do it in some free air around the track. Yes, there's definitely some interesting tracks on ACC, which I think about it and I think, oh yeah, it's such a, if Zolder's the right one, it's quite a thin track, it feels at times. But then when I think about the straights and things, they're not actually that thin. There's room to go side by side. But ACC is definitely a very different, very different kettle of fish. So we are now having Pup in first, Sophie in second. The gap now at 3.9. Oh, Sophie's just had a moment. Just running wide, coming out. Can we get a slightly longer replay there? See just quite what happened as she comes down around Puon. Nails it there. Oh, very late on the accelerator, so she's just going to late on the accelerator, oversteers, tries to correct and just runs a little bit wide, has a bit of a moment, then dirty tyres coming in, can't get it slowed down on the hard tyres, and for all her efforts gets slapped with a half-second penalty. So there we go. Let's have a look here. So looks like Pup again in control of the race, smooth and steady, doing well. Marty in third now, right up behind Sophie, Marty's done his mediums and soft stints, so I think that's Marty left to do his hard, the stint on the hard tyres, but track position is everything. So if he can possibly get this lap done and finish close to Sophie, in fact he's still got some life left in those tyres, so be able to, if he can keep his gain on Sophie and then use some slipstream, maybe even get past and keep going, it could end up on his hard stint in front of Sophie and able to defend and try and keep second place potentially. It's a go-kart track with very short straights and curbs about 3 feet high. It's a go-kart track with jumps all around it. I'm gonna have to look up Zolder now because I've done races at most of the ACC races. Oh yeah, I quite like Zolder. It's not bad, but yes, it does. In order to find the speed, there is very often curbs that need to be hit, and speed taken through at a very, very high pace. It's very good fun. So, Marty, having said that he was catching up, has now dropped away to 2.4 seconds. It's going to be, I think it's that, forget trying to catch up with the driver in front and just race your race, because you're not really racing the person in front, he's probably racing Sneak behind, and he's got an 8.6 second gap at the moment, but I think Sneak's still got his soft stint to do, so it is going to come alive at the end of this race. I think Marty's going to have to pick, 'cause he's on the soft tyres, and I think Sophie is going to be going to lap 26 at least, I think. So we'll see how it goes, and as these softs get more worn, he's not going to be able to keep up as much, and Sophie has shown that she's got the pace. Oh, Sophie has a moment, but seems to manage to keep that gap. That's quite impressive. But she's okay. Let's have a look what's that done to the gap at the front. That's increased it up to 6 seconds now. She can no longer see Pup just disappearing through Radion. I hope I've got that the right way around. Isn't Radion at the bottom? No, it's Eau Rouge at the bottom, so just seeing him disappear through Eau Rouge. So people are spreading out a fair bit now. Have we got anything going on? It doesn't look like there's much going on further down. We've got Lucky trying to catch up to Gaz now. Lucky now onto his hard tyre stint. Oh no, he stayed on the hards. He stayed on the hards and just fueled up. So Lucky just having also having a nightmare of a race. I just realised we're not looking at Lucky. This is Lucky, who's just behind Gaz, who's now doing his medium stint. I don't know if he's got to make these mediums last all the way to the end. That is going to be a challenge. I'm assuming he's going to have one more pit stop in here to go back onto a set of softs and try that out. Gaz on his hard stint with the soft tyre, I think, still to go. Vest on the hard tyre, still got the soft tyre to go as well, I think. If I remember right, I think there's Lucky and one other that were on the soft tyres to begin with, and I should make notes, but I haven't. That'd be a really clever thing to do, wouldn't it? Things you think about that you could do if you thought more than I thought. So JDP Gaming looking for the move on Anthony, going into the tight right-hander of I keep wanting to say Brussels, but I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. So here we go, we'll stay on board, we'll see how these guys go. Oh, good exit there from John. Is he going to go for the move? He thought about it, wasn't quite convinced, just puts his nose in the wing mirror of Anthony just to try and see if he can't just edge him to make a mistake, but nothing happening from these guys. Doing very well. Anthony making sure he gets into those apexes. John just nailing the apex a little bit better there onto the power, keeping right on the tail here of Anthony, and Anthony just running a little bit wide there, feeling the pressure. And now we've got a good toe as we head down the back straight and round Blanchimont. Let's see whether John looks to make the move. He's going to go around. Oh, he's not. Oh no, he's missed the apex, but he lifts off. He corrects. So that's one of the biggest things to do. Notice when something's not gone right and be able to correct. Oh, but then just outbrakes himself. Just gets himself into a bit of a moment. Take a breath, John. That's it. Smooth on the exit. Regroup and go again. So Anthony safe for now. Vest looks behind and thinking, oh, hello. So it could be some action happening up ahead. But nothing happening just at the moment. Just over a second gap between the guys. Vest with a bit of a moment there, just coming out of the hairpin. But away they go. We'll try and keep an eye on what's going on here. Let's have a look here. We've got a 6.3 second gap for first and second. I'm doing that to everybody. You wait till Lucky comes and watches this stream for when he had his moments. He's never going to let me commentate his races again. Sophie, yes, 6.5 seconds now. So it looks like we're settling down, and unless anything happens at the end from Pup and Sophie, this looks like this could be the first and second results. So let's drop away and see how Marty's getting on. Sneak is starting to rein in, I think, on Marty's parade as Marty starts really struggling with those soft tyres as they get worn. Wabbit on his recovery drive had a huge moment earlier on with a double spin. Fell away from third place, unfortunately. And then dropped back, and I think may have been like way down at one point, but it's climbed back for fifth. So if this is representative of final positions, he's doing very well. Oh, but Rockzilla, we're missing, is right behind. Sat there wondering where the person behind was, and it's because they're right there. So let's see. Rockzilla has used strategy to get past Wabbit once by waiting, not overtaking him until the Kemmel Straight. But having just moved to him there, we've just managed to just witness him go a little bit deep there, and he's going to have to try and recover there. 1.1 seconds, so he's not going to get DRS and slipstream down the straight. I'm assuming they get DRS because of the amount of power you get from being in the slipstream. Z does a comfort lift off there, which costs him a tenth going down here towards Wabbit, but that's okay. Better to cost you a tenth and not get a penalty. Anthony has gone into the pits. No, he's not gone into the pits. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go then. we're going to follow them again. Hopefully they do better this time. And I don't cause any issues. Nicely done there. That was a good section by John, which is going to give him, look at the gains he's going to get now with slipstream as well. Is Anthony going to defend? Yes, he moves across to defend, takes that inside line. Is John going to try and hang it round the outside? He thinks about it. He's not quite there. Well done, Anthony. Well defended. Good driving from both drivers as they look towards the right-hander. Can he get this undercut? Not quite. Still going to be in the slipstream as they come down. Anthony goes to defend again onto the inside of the corner. John looks around the outside, but it's quite a long corner to make it all the way around the outside. You don't quite have enough pace to carry to make it work. So he sits behind him for a little bit more as Anthony, just feeling the pressure, slides into the corner, goes defensive. Is it? Yes, he is going to go defensive. He almost couldn't make up his mind there where he was going to go. There we go. This could be it though. If can John, not quite capitalise on that as they go around to the left. Then Anthony braking and John just trying to keep behind him again. There we go. Don't push. It's one of the things, you start trying to race and brake where the other people brake, but you need to just keep doing your thing, staying behind them. Oh, Anthony very tight into the corner. I'm not sure if that's going to compromise his exit. It is. However, they're going to catch around Blanchimont, which is going to be a very dangerous corner to overtake. What is John going to choose to do? He's going to stick behind, a little bit of a lift, and just let Anthony, it's a very... You're asking for trouble if you try and overtake on Blanchimont, I think. Much better to try and stay behind, keep in that slipstream and make the move down into the bus stop chicane if you're on the last lap, or if you're not, then it's much better to wait and try and set yourself up as nicely as you can for the run out of the hairpin, which is La Source. Here we go once again as we head down towards Eau Rouge, then up through Rallion. A little bit of a moment, but he's still nailed it again. Now is Anthony going to defend? He is, but it's not gonna work. I think John may get past him before the corner. No, they are gonna be side by side now though. That was very close. Whether there's that's the whole argument at the moment, isn't it? Is it okay to run the other driver off the road if it's your right of way? Do you need to leave space? Although these guys are driving with an immense amount of pressure, so I'll let the let the stewards decide what's going on there. We're enjoying the racing, so we want it to keep continuing. F1 defending, yes. I was watching the F1 with my dad. I was watching the whole replay of that, watching the Channel 4 replay of the race, and watched both of them do it. Hamilton and Verstappen, both the same. If they're on the inside, just run it right out to the curb. No respect to leave any space for the other driver. Ridiculous. He hasn't run into the back of him yet. No, which to me, this takes as much skill as trying to overtake, to stay behind at this point. You can see him not too concerned about staying in the slipstream because they've got this similar pace, and if he's in the slipstream, he's going to catch him up, and it throws off it. So that's it. Yeah, nice on the power. Anthony just catching the grass. That's going to slow him down. Is this going to give John? Oh no, John just lifted. He wasn't quite sure, but he's gone for the inside. No, it wasn't. I'm glad he didn't go for it because it wasn't quite there. He wasn't alongside. But is he going to stay close enough? Didn't quite carry the same speed through. Getting the slipstream, John, that's it. Keep behind the guy. Brake. Now, try and get that late apex if you can, and onto the power. Late apex round there for me, just so that you can get on the power safely. It may not be the quickest way through, but it's the safest way through. They come down to the left. Up to the right, is he gonna... Oh no! Oh, they've both gone. Oh, this could be interesting. 1 or 2 penalties. One penalty. Oh, only one penalty. Anthony totally got away with that then. Having run wide into that. I know that John will know the rules, so I assume that he'll have to serve this penalty at some point around the lap, but not my thing to do. We're going to continue watching the racing. We don't mind. Until we have to back off. Oh, he's managed to burn it nicely in that second corner. Oh, and just behind we've got Lucky and Vest, who are also very close. It's going to get far too exciting for us to watch. I should have been keeping an eye out. Oh, there we go. Almost. I wasn't watching, but I think you guys were. And there we go. Through he goes. Patience pays off. Wait for the mistake and then capitalise. There it was. So, I want to go and have a look at the replay, but I'm concerned that Anthony may make a move back as he goes through. I need to go and look at Anthony's camera. There we go. So we follow through here. I think we can... we'll jump back now. I think we should be safe to. So here we go. Let's have a look from JDP's moment here. So Anthony runs a little deep, tries to push a little hard, has a huge moment, and that just allows JDP onto the inside, and actually I think he was almost passed by the time they reached the corner, and he holds onto it. Let's come back and see what's going on here. John is still ahead, but Anthony just behind, as we see a few folks starting to come into the pits on the soft tyre. We can see them filling up with fuel now. Marty going on to his hard stint, and Wabbit. Oh, Wabbit maybe. No, he's possibly onto that. So yeah, Marty onto the hard stint, and Wabbit just filling up with fuel now. We don't know what he's going onto just yet. So yeah, we should probably go and have a look around elsewhere, see what's going on. Wabbit onto the soft tyres. So he's gonna try and make these soft tyres run for 10 laps. Quite ambitious, but let's see where he goes then. 10th place currently. Feel for you, Gaz, but saying just keep going. Good stickability, and we credit you for still going. So Pup with a 3.3 second lead. So Sophie has cut off a serious amount of seconds now, but has also burned a serious amount of fuel. But also that may not be a problem, because if people are coming in now, it's going to be very risky now. I think 8 maybe 9 laps is the amount that you can get on the softs, and so Sophie will need, she should be okay, she's still got 2 more laps of fuel in at least, and so should be able to follow, but she's making these hard tyres work better than Pup is at the end of their life, well, at the medium part of their life. Then it may all come down to the end, but like we said, Pup has got a fuel advantage there, and a good lead over Sneak, who is on their hard tyres. So I think Sneak's also got a pit stop to go with a soft tyre change as well. So there's a huge gap they've had, which makes me think Sneak's maybe had an issue and fallen away. But maybe that gap has always slowly been increasing whilst we've been watching everybody else. So a 5-second gap behind to Rockzilla, who is on those hard tyres. Has Rockzilla done his soft stint? I don't know if Rockzilla started on the softs. Did he go softs to hards? And so he's got medium tyres to go. Then we've got Marty in 5th, who has done his last pit stop. So Marty was on the soft tyres, he's now done his pit stop. He's on his hard tyres to the end of the race. So he's got 10 laps to go. With the guys in front still a pit stop to go, so he's gonna jump over Rockzilla here. Don't know if he's gonna jump. He's gonna be very close to jumping over Sneak as well. So we will, yeah, it's all to play for. Let's see what happens as they come round in these final few laps, looking to capitalise on pit stops and strategy. John up into 6th place now. I don't know if we'll be able to go back far enough to see. No, not sure what's gone on there. But he's in 6th place, so that's good. Lucky in between him and Anthony now. 2-second buffer behind him. So again, just settling down in to see what goes on. All medium tyres in those few cars there. So Wabbit down in 9th, but going purple as he is obviously on a fresh set of softs with potentially the lightest fuel load. Marty currently with a 2:18.2. So let's have a look. Pup 2.7 seconds. Sophie chasing him down, smelling the fuel. Oh, but Sophie is out of fuel. So into the pits with 2.6 seconds gap. Going on to the soft tyres for the last 9 laps. She's going to have one lap newer tyres than somebody that just pitted, but actually they're so far ahead, I don't think that's going to be a huge concern. So let's see. This is Sneak just coming through the bus stop chicane now on the hards. It's going to do one more lap. Then I think we'll follow through and jump onto the soft tyres. There's Sophie there just in the pits as we cruise past, takes second place for a brief moment. And in fact may hold it all the way through here actually until they go into the pits. Rockzilla following through for that current 3rd place, but still a pit stop to go for Pup, Sneak and Rockzilla, I think. So they're coming through, just waiting to move on to those soft tyres. But Sophie is now on the soft, so is that undercut worth the time? However, Pup also has a fuel advantage. Pup had more fuel, so may not need to stop as much. So let's see. I want to say the Verstappen undercut because I feel like it's Verstappen that normally does the undercut manoeuvre. Red Bull, their strategy, I need to look back at the season a bit more, but I feel like for the most time I think their strategy's always done them well in this, definitely in the second half of the season. But can the undercut work here for Sophie? 41 seconds, and that is falling away as she's on those fresh soft tyres. So around every corner she's taken tenths off that time. However, she will have had a couple of seconds extra in the pits to have to fuel to the end. So 41 seconds now. That time is just falling away. She is very quickly finding the pace on those soft tyres. Pup coming down towards the bus stop chicane. He's got to pit. If he doesn't pit, I think that could be it. Sophie could have track position, and by the time, yes, he's gone in. Ooh. Oh, I hope that wasn't too much of a cut. I don't know if you get a track cut there for going into the pits. So in comes Ari Pup. Sneak coming down towards Blanchimont. Needs to take a pit stop. So does Rockzilla, so I'm assuming that Sneak and Rockzilla are going to follow them in. Sophie just not quite close enough to gain a slipstream that lap on the soft tyres. That would have been down here if she could have got a slipstream. That would have just, that would have done her very well. Yeah, in goes Sneak into the pits. Rockzilla's going to do the same. Yep, off he goes into the pits. Here we go then. Sophie coming down, takes the lead for the 27th lap of the race. We're looking at Pup. He's got 50% fuel and he's done. He's out of the pits and he has stayed ahead of Sophie, and he's got fresher tyres. So that fuel advantage is huge. However, Sophie has got more fuel in him. So how close to the wire are these two making their fuel last? Or has Sophie been over ambitious with the over cautious with the amount of fuel, and has Pup been too aggressive with the amount of fuel? Let's find out as they go. Sophie going to be the first one of these last runners to do her quick lap on the softs with the least amount of fuel, I think. So we are looking for Pup and Sophie now to trade blows with the quickest laps, because they will be feeling the pressure. One for Sophie trying to catch up to first, and the second for Pup to try and stay ahead of Sophie now. So Marty in third, that's where we expected. He's done his pit stop. He's on the hard tyre now, and I think Sneak, if we're not wrong, is on the soft tyre. So with 5.7 seconds, I think Sneak is going to be all over the back of Marty before the end of the race. Wabbit, who has done an amazing recovery on the soft tyres now, he's going to have worn tyres, but if he can stay behind Sneak, then that was a bit of commentators there, wasn't it? Oh, it was. But I think 5th place is there. There's nothing to stop now Wabbit from getting at least 6th place. Marty's on the hard tyres, so actually Wabbit and Sneak may catch up and pass Marty. So he could drop to 5th at this point. We think 6th, do we? 6th is Rockzilla, so he's another 6 seconds off. So yeah, Rockzilla also on those soft tyres though. So it could be a huge drop, unfortunately, for Marty, having managed to keep most of the race in 5th place. Looks like he may end up dropping to 6th. Lucky Bucky climbing back to 7th place, and now he's done an extra pit stop and gone onto the soft tyres, but he's now 25 seconds off. So I don't think Marty will fall below 6th. Lucky now on the soft tyres, as is John. So now this is a pace race. Who's got the best consistency and race pace for these two? Anthony just falling away a small bit, but also on the soft tyres, so just about not pushing too hard like that. Yeah, Wabbit's going to struggle on the tyres at the end, so we'll see how much of a difference that's going to make. We've got Vest in 10th, just 2.4 seconds up the road from Gaz. Gaz is on worn hards though, so he may have a pit stop to go onto the softs, which will drop him away, unfortunately. But there we go. Let's go to see what's going on up at the front though. 4.5 second gap now. Is that coming down? I can't even remember whether I was talking before. On the hards they were at 3 seconds, and I think that may be coming down slightly. We'll find out. 4.6 seconds. I should make a note. I need like a TV crew to keep all these stats coming on the screen for me. I think Pup, Sophie, Sneak, Rock, Marty, and then Wabbit. Let's have a look. It's interesting one between Rockzilla and Wabbit. And I think they could both make it past Marty. It's going to be, we'll watch it to the end, see how we're going on. So we've got Pup in 1st place, 4.7 seconds. So he is increasing that lead. I think in that commentator's way, it is Pup's race to lose looking at this, because he's got one lap fresher tyres as well on Sophie. Oh, look at that, setting a 2:17 for his pace there. That's a great pace to be showing, and a 2:17s for Sophie as well, but high 2:17s rather than low 2:17s. Sneak in 3rd place now. Marty, it felt like they were just going very, very slow there. He's already caught him up. He's right behind him. There he comes on the inside. Nothing he can do on those soft tyres in the slipstream, and Sneak just cruises past for 3rd place. There we go. The difference in having grip on the tyres, and the pull away there. So Sneak up into 3rd place. Should we watch it from Sneak's view as he comes round the back, follows him through Blanchimont, King, and Marty just moves over. I don't know if Marty was ever going to really defend that from him. He must have seen that pace as he approaches, takes the inside line, and away he goes. And by the time they're at the chicane, Sneak is well and truly past and clear of Marty. So next for Marty is to try and hold off Wabbit. Wabbit, who's made it past... No, Wabbit was always in front of Rockzilla, who is still 4.8 seconds off Wabbit. So still some distance. Rockzilla isn't gaining quite as much as I expected, but we'll see how it goes as they both... I think their tyres are going to Wabbit's tyres are going to wear obviously a lot more. He's got two or three extra laps on them. But worn softs are he's still going to slow Rockzilla down as his tyres get worn as well. Like losing more time than ever expected on those. Yes. But if he's done mediums and then softs, the chances are he's still, like, it takes a while, doesn't it, for you to really get into your head. I've got to brake early to find the pace here. 1.9 seconds now the gap here between Rabbit and Marty. Behind us 4.8 seconds. Rockzilla is not using those fresh tyres, but maybe Rockzilla is just looking after his tyres, making sure that they get him to the end of the race in a good move. He wants to make sure that if he catches up to Wabbit, he can make the move past. There's no point in pushing really hard up to the back of the person in front, only to not have the grip to make the move. As they say in racing, catching is one thing, overtaking is a completely different game. Oh, Marty, yes, he just missing. Every time you miss an apex, so costly. And Marty seeing it there, slipstream for Wabbit as we go down, which is not going to help Rockzilla catch them up here. Little safety lift there for Wabbit, not wanting to make a mistake. Marty is going to defend, which is going to send Wabbit to the outside, but then we're going to see Wabbit is just going to be able to cruise past, I think. Yeah, Marty on the brakes, making sure. Oh, but Wabbit going deep, having a huge moment. Oh, keeps control though, keeps control. Like we're saying, his tyres are going to be really feeling the pace there. Yes, there we go. So Heatseeker shouting out to Marty and Sophie, who have had very little practice and warning for this. They wanted to be involved, and this was an opening that we had in one of our leagues. So welcome to them both. Unfortunately, there was a technical issue for Yvonne, who was going to be joining as well. So they've not been able to join this time. But we look forward to seeing her race in the next one in 4 weeks' time. I think we've got a break for Christmas, and then back again. So lots of time to practice for that one. Wabbit on very worn softs, Marty on not so worn hard tyres, behind Rockzilla on fresher still softs. 3 seconds the gap there. Can Marty manage to get into that slipstream? Not quite. I think that's going to be as close as he can get. 0.85, which is not quite enough. He's just a tenth off getting that nice slipstream again. Wabbit had a huge moment here. Ooh, almost just there where Marty did, turning as he hits the AstroTurf on the outside of the corner, and sending him into a mad spin. So Wabbit, having been third, spun out and has managed to climb back to fourth. So that's a brilliant recovery drive there for Wabbit. Fifth place Marty, now 2.3 seconds off Rockzilla. Yes, Rockzilla has caught both of them on this lap. He's done well, two seconds behind Rockzilla, and he's got those nice fresh. I think he's been looking after his soft tyres. He's kind of let Sneak just wander away, and is just focused on keeping those tyres nice and fresh. Marty now under 2 seconds gap, 4 laps left. There we go. Rockzilla's still just improving as his tyres get worn. So I think Wabbit is going to hold out here. I think you were right. Is that what you said? No, you think Wabbit's got going to have more tyre issues. Rockzilla's going to pull through here. So we're going to see how we go with these last 4 laps to go. Let's have a look at the front. So they come down the straight towards Blanchimont. 5 second gap. So it's looking fairly settled at the front there. Sneak setting a purple. Is he going faster than anyone at this moment? I feel like his tyres aren't quite fresh enough to be going purple. No, there we go, half a second off his time at the moment. So there we go, and then 4th place we have got Wabbit. He's built a 1.5 second gap behind him to Marty, who's on those worn hard tyres. And Rockzilla is now just behind, enjoying the tow. Marty's going to defend. Yeah, you don't want to go past him. There. Oh, I think there was a small bit of contact there. Let's see how it goes. Oh, no. Oh, that was very... Oh, I don't know what the rules are for how this works out. Oh, as he misses a gear shift there as well. He's going to serve his penalty on the start-finish straight. There we go. That must be where the rules are. And he's got to do the overtake again. However, this is like this feels like a Verstappen-Hamilton moment where Rockzilla gets told by the team, I think we've got to give the place back for Marty. Overtake him with a penalty. Give the give the place back. There we go, and now we get the slipstream and DRS into the last corner. So although he's given the place back, he's not really. He's going to cruise past. Unfortunately, Marty drops down to 6th place. Very tough on those hard tyres to watch all these guys cruise through on these soft tyres. There we go. Oh, although he does a slightly better job at keeping it on the apex to Wabbit, who did it before. So now there's a 3-second gap to Wabbit because of that penalty, and there's 3 laps left. So, who can drive better on these worn tyres? As Wabbit with a small moment there, actually, he's just lost 4 tenths just coming around Brussels and through the left-hander of Speaker's Corner. Let's see. Hey, Henry, welcome, welcome. It was some move, Heatseeker. It was a very, very late reaction move. But he did it, he's covered it, and we're now 2.4 seconds off Wabbit. The race at the end here, Henry, is between Rabbit in 4th place there and Rockzilla in 5th. Rabbit has got 3 lap older soft tyres to what Rockzilla has. There we go, it is now, there we go, this is what was expected. Wabbit is now finding his tyres are just dropping off the edge. Yeah, Rockzilla just with huge gains now, taking that 3-second lead down to a 1.8 second gap around the corner, nice and smooth. So every time Wabbit is going to make a mistake and slide a little bit as he pushes his car like that, although this is Rockzilla is going to be able to gain on him. So it's now between the 2 drivers, it's whoever can keep it the smoothest, I think. There's a little bit more grip there for Rockzilla. You can see he's taken another 1/10.5 off, trying to just make it smooth around the corners. Onto the power, not too much, because you'll wear your tyres the same as the guy in front. And a long we go. So through Eau Rouge, up around Rallion. Ooh, is Rabbit wide? No. Keeps it just within the lines, just within the track lines. 1.1 seconds though, with 2 laps to go. So all we need to do now for Rockzilla to catch him is to keep it smooth. Don't push. You see there, Wabbit just missing the apex, which is going to cost him, and it could cost him into the slipstream here. No, just very close. Wabbit is going to be defending for the last lap. Let's just do a quick check on everybody else just whilst we're watching the action there. So Pup, 8-second gap to Sophie, looks set in the bag. 26 second down to Sneak, 12 seconds off from Wabbit where the action is happening. Here we have Rockzilla, who is now in the slipstream well and truly. Just needs to follow him around. Oh, Wabbit just missing. Is it? Oh, every time you miss an apex it costs you so much time, costs him exit time. Let's see what goes on. He's going to defend. They're both on worn tyres. How is this going to go? Do we need to change the view? That's not much helpful, but they're side by side, and through goes Rockzilla. There we go, move done, and I don't think Wabbit is going to have the grip to do anything back for the next lap. But let's have a look. I reckon Rockzilla will have Rabbit into the bus stop. He's done it before there. He's done it into Stavelot. Right, we should be able to go back and look a bit more at those side by sides. So here we go. This is Rogzilla as he goes on the outside, holds it round the outside. Oh, I think there may have just been a love touch there. Wabbit then drops away. He knows he's not got the inside. I think he's willing to back out there, and through goes Rogzilla. And behind, Wabbit goes into the pits for the last lap. Wabbit having a huge moment then. Did he have a moment going in there? No, he's just... Oh, look at how worn his tyres are. Oh, man. He's chosen not to do one more lap. Oh, Wabbit, he was doing so well. Just went in one lap too early onto those soft tyres and just couldn't make them last. Here we have Pup coming round on the last lap. He's got enough fuel. It looks like he's going to make it through, which means Sophie was just burning more fuel through the laps because she's also still got the same amount. With an 8-second gap on the podium, R.A. Sneak going to bring it home. Nobody saw that pit stop coming. Rogzilla then jumping up to climbing up to 4th place. Brilliant drive there from Rogzilla this evening. Marty coming home in 5th, which is where he's been. First race in. Welcome, Marty. He's just got to keep it on the track. 6th, Lucky Bucky, who also had a huge moment, so not a bad drive at all. 7th, Wabbit, also having a huge moment. He's gone onto a set of hard tyres just to finish off and do this last lap. He's going to stay ahead of John and ahead of Anthony, I think. And I don't believe he's going to catch up to Lucky, who's on those worn softs though. So let's jump ahead. Across the line there comes R.A. Pup. 2nd place, Sophie, across the line. Great driving from the top two there. Sneak coming round through Blanchimont here for taking 3rd place. Ooh. Don't commentate case anyone really should. I shouldn't call it until they go across the line. Anything happening further down, anybody still fairly close. Nobody's too close at the moment. So 3rd place, across the line goes R.A. Sneak. Good drive, well done. Rogzilla just coming through the bus stop chicane now. He's going to be able to take it nice and smoothly. Good exit, and comes across the line for 4th place. 5th place, D4TC Marty. Welcome to the competition. Nails a first race of 5th place. Lucky Bucky, brilliant recovery drive from him. Coming through. Oh, and time's out. We've only had a 30-second time, so people haven't been able to finish. However, I think those positions were fairly set. R.A. Pup, congratulations, pole position and fastest lap. Well done. There you go, folks. That was the end of the race. Let's just finish off those race results. So Pup coming in first, then Sophie and Sneak rounding out the podium in that GR Supra. Then Rogzilla in 4th, Marty with a brilliant drive, trying to make those hards last for himself on the last stint there. Lucky having a spin and climbing back to 6th. Wabbit also having a huge moment, needing an extra pit stop in that Jaguar right at the end because his tyres were just so worn. Didn't fancy that last lap. Wasn't convinced he was going to bring it home. So in for pits from 5th place down to 7th. John doing well. Keeping it on the track all the way around, coming in 8th, managing to do a great move past Anthony in 9th, Vest in 10th, and Gorilla Guys rounding out the grid in 11th. Well done to everybody who's participated. Sophie definitely showing the boys how it's done, and so will Yvonne when she gets her feet well and truly on the pedals for this game. Thanks, guys, for joining in the stream. Anthony was on a controller. Oh, nice one. You did even better than I could have done then. Thanks, guys, for joining again. Heatseeker and Henry and Philip for joining us in. That's it for this evening. We will see you again soon at some point, no doubt. Have a wonderful time racing, and we will say goodbye. Goodbye.